Donald Trump stands at the center of the storm, not just in America, but across the entire world. His massive tariff policies, his hardline immigration crackdown, his connection to the Epstein files. Progressive voices are calling for impeachment. Even Elon Musk publicly warned that Trump's policies could trigger a recession. The nation known as a country of immigrants is tearing itself apart. Left versus right, citizen versus citizen. Protests are erupting nationwide. Trump is deploying the National Guard in response. And the question everyone's asking, will Trump become the first president in history to face impeachment 3 times? The answer might determine whether America survives intact or collapses into civil war. Trump's second term began with one weapon, the tariff war. Like a runaway train, he's rattling the global economy with extreme rhetoric and unpredictable moves. 200% retaliatory tariffs. It sounds insane, and that's the point. Some analysts call it the MADMAN strategy, a calculated message that says, I'm unpredictable, I can do anything, don't test me. It's destroying trust with allies, creating chaos in markets, driving inflation. But there is a method to the madness. Trump's core strategy boils down to 3 words: invest in America, build factories here, create jobs here, or face devastating tariffs. And it's working, because America holds the ultimate leverage, the world's largest consumer market. If America stops buying, entire economies collapse. Exports die. Growth stalls. Countries need access to American consumers, and Trump knows it. But this is where the picture changes. In the past, Trump demanded long-term investments. Factories, infrastructure, projects that take years to show results. Now, he wants immediate cash, direct deposits, fast money, instant injections into the economy. Why the shift? Because those tariffs he's imposing, they're hitting American consumers hard. Prices are rising. Groceries cost more. Gas costs more. Rent costs more. It's like a regressive tax. The final burden falls on the end user, ordinary Americans. And Trump's core base, blue-collar workers, are feeling the squeeze. So the administration has a plan. Use tariff revenues to fill government coffers, then hand out direct cash payments to offset rising costs. It's short-term relief to prevent his base from turning against him. But there's a darker reality beneath the surface. We're witnessing a return to protectionism in a world where free trade has been proven superior. What is protectionism? An economic policy where governments restrict international trade to shield domestic industries from foreign competition. Global birth rates are plummeting, consumption is falling, growth is stalling, the pie isn't getting bigger anymore. So Trump's strategy is simple: steal from other countries' coffers to fill America's. Wealth extraction disguised as economic policy. But tariffs aren't Trump's only weapon. Immigration has become a battlefield. Trump's hardline policies, mass deportations, militarized borders, National Guard deployments are fracturing American society. Protests are spreading, citizens are taking to the streets, and Trump is responding with force. Then came November 27th. Trump posted on Truth Social a declaration that sent shockwaves worldwide. I will permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the U.S. system to fully recover, terminate all of the millions of Biden illegal admissions, and remove anyone who is not a net asset to the United States or is incapable of loving our country. In other words, not just illegal immigration, all immigration from developing nations. The statement came one day after a shooting in Washington, D.C. An Afghan national opened fire on 2 National Guard soldiers. One died. In response, Trump stated that lax migration policies are the single greatest national security threat facing our nation, and he used it as justification for the most extreme immigration crackdown in modern American history. But Trump didn't stop there. He's not just blocking new immigrants, he's targeting people already living in America. He announced plans to terminate all federal benefits for non-citizens, revoke millions of previously granted immigration admissions, denaturalize and deport anyone deemed a social burden, security threat, or incompatible with Western civilization. That last phrase is particularly chilling. Who decides what's compatible with Western civilization, and what happens to those judged incompatible? This isn't just about illegal immigrants anymore. Legal residents, people who've lived in America for years, are now targets. The anxiety rippling through immigrant communities is palpable. Human rights organizations are sounding alarms. International bodies are warning about violations of norms. But Trump's strategy is clear. Rally his base by stoking fears about crime, jobs, and cultural identity. It's working politically, but it's tearing the country apart socially. And then there's the elephant in the room, the issue that could bring Trump down more than any policy failure: Jeffrey Epstein. As of December 2025, The Epstein scandal has become the Trump administration's greatest crisis. Epstein, hedge fund manager, billionaire, convicted sex offender, allegedly operated a wide-ranging exploitation network involving dozens, and potentially over 100 minors. His private island, his mansions, his jet, nicknamed the Lolita Express, and the passenger list? Princes, presidents, billionaires, Hollywood elites, and Donald Trump. Trump and Epstein were close in the 1980s and 1990s, fixtures of New York and Florida high society. In a 2002 New York Magazine interview, Trump said, "He's a terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side." Trump's name appears 7 times in Epstein's private jet flight logs from the 1990s. Now, to be clear, there's no evidence Trump flew on the Lolita Express trips linked to sex trafficking. Trump denies ever visiting Epstein's island, and key victim Virginia Giuffre testified that while she met Trump, he never behaved inappropriately. Trump claims he cut ties with Epstein around 2004 to 2007. After Epstein's 2019 arrest, Trump said, "I haven't spoken to him in 15 years. I was not a fan." Fact checkers at PolitiFact and Snopes found no direct evidence linking Trump to Epstein's crimes. But the situation just exploded. In 2025, the House Oversight Committee released leaked Epstein emails. Trump's name appears frequently. In one email sent to Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein refers to Trump as the dog that hasn't barked, suggesting one victim spent time with Trump but didn't accuse him. Some interpret this as Trump possibly reporting Epstein. Others see it as more sinister. And here's where Trump made a critical mistake. During the 2024 campaign, Trump promised his MAGA base that if elected, he'll release the Epstein files. His supporters, hungry for transparency, convinced the files would expose Democrats, cheered. But after winning, Trump's administration delayed the release. Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene and other hardcore MAGA allies turned on him. They accused him of breaking his promise, a rare fracture between Trump and his base. Democrats seized the opportunity. They introduced a bill demanding the immediate release of all Epstein files. It passed with bipartisan support. Trump initially opposed it. Then, under immense pressure, he caved. In November, he signed the agreement to release the documents. But he also called it a Democrat hoax and ordered investigations into Bill Clinton and other Democratic figures connected to Epstein. Some experts believe Trump's hesitation reveals fear about what the files might contain. The delay has shaken confidence in his administration. Trust is eroding, even among his own supporters. And the files haven't even been released yet. We don't know what's coming, but the possibility, the uncertainty, is pushing impeachment talk to the surface. So let's talk about how impeachment works. The U.S. Congress is bicameral, 2 chambers, the House of Representatives and the Senate. This structure is designed to distribute power and create checks and balances. Stage 1, the House. The House can initiate impeachment. The Judiciary Committee investigates. Then the full House votes. A simple majority, just over 50%, passes articles of impeachment. Stage 2, the Senate trial. The case moves to the Senate for an official trial. Out of 100 senators, 67 must vote to convict, a 2/3 majority. It's an incredibly high bar. In U.S. history, 4 presidents have been impeached by the House. 1868, Andrew Johnson, firing his Secretary of State, acquitted by 1 vote. 1998, Bill Clinton, perjury and Lewinsky scandal, acquitted. 2019, Donald Trump, Ukraine scandal, acquitted. 2021, Donald Trump, January 6th insurrection, acquitted. Every single impeached president was acquitted in the Senate. Why? Party identification. In America, people don't just support a party, they identify with it. It's tribal. For politicians, voting against your party is career suicide. Senators face this calculation. Is the offense serious enough to override party loyalty? Will my voters punish me for betraying the party? Under the Constitution, grounds for impeachment are treason, bribery, or high crimes and misdemeanors. But high crimes and misdemeanors is vague. Interpretations vary widely. Debates rage. Is this merely immoral or serious enough to remove a president? For conviction, the offense must be so severe that party loyalty becomes irrelevant. That's a massive threshold. As of December 2025, Senate, Republicans 53, Democrats 45, Independents 2, House, Republicans 220, Democrats 213. Vacant 2. Republicans control both chambers, but narrowly. For Trump to be convicted, 20 Republican senators would need to defect. In 2021, only 7 Republicans voted to convict Trump, so the odds seem low. But Trump can't afford to be complacent. The cracks are forming. The anti-Trump protests spreading nationwide are different this time. They're not just partisan anger, they're economic fury. Tariffs are driving up prices. Immigration crackdowns are disrupting industries. People are struggling to afford basic necessities. This is bread and butter politics, the kind that transcends party lines. When Republicans in Middle America start feeling economic pain, they pressure their representatives, and that pressure can produce defections. The Epstein files could be the catalyst. If revelations create a fracture between Trump and the MAGA base, between Trump and Republican leadership, the math changes. There's another factor, the 2026 midterm elections. Midterms happen 2 years into a president's term. They're a referendum on the president's performance. In 2026, all 435 House seats and 1/3 of the Senate are up for election. If Republicans lose seats, if Democrats retake one or both chambers, impeachment becomes far more likely. Trump could become the first president in U.S. history to face impeachment 3 times. But impeachment isn't the only threat Trump faces. July 13th, 2024. Butler, Pennsylvania. A gunman opened fire at a Trump rally. A bullet grazed Trump's ear. One attendee died. The shooter was killed by Secret Service. The first assassination attempt on a president or major candidate since Reagan in 1981. September 16th, 2024. West Palm Beach, Florida. A second attempt, a man with a rifle hiding in the bushes near Trump's golf course. Secret Service opened fire. The suspect fled but was arrested. Both incidents galvanized Trump's base. They became rallying cries. The attempts likely helped him win the election. September 10th, 2025. Orem, Utah. Charlie Kirk, conservative political activist, author, media personality, was shot and killed while giving a speech at Utah Valley University. Trump ordered flags at half-staff. 2 days later, Tyler Robinson was arrested as the suspect. Many mysteries and unanswered questions continue to surround the event. Kirk's assassination sent shockwaves through conservative America. If someone as prominent as Kirk could be killed on a college campus, no one was safe. The more extreme Trump's policies, the greater the danger. Political violence is escalating. Extremism is growing on both sides. And Trump is the most polarizing figure in modern American politics. Now let me ask you something. Are you a Trump supporter or are you anti-Trump? Whichever side you're on, your viewpoint is valid. You have every right to your position. But here's what you need to understand. The financial elites don't care which side you're on. They don't fear Trump. They don't fear Biden. They don't fear Republicans or Democrats. What they fear is unity. They fear a population that stops fighting each other and starts questioning them. So they keep us divided. Red versus blue. MAGA versus progressives. Citizens versus immigrants. While we're busy tearing each other apart, they operate in the shadows. They write the laws through lobbyists. They control the money supply through central banks. They shape policy by funding both sides. Trump, Biden, Obama, Bush. They're all pieces on the same chessboard. The game is controlled by money, and the players with the most money always win. Financial powers have spent decades funding Republicans and Democrats, lobbying both sides, hedging their bets. They don't care who's in office as long as they control the system. So will Trump be impeached? Will something happen to him? We don't know. But if it does, whether through impeachment, assassination, or something else, it will have been part of the plan. Think about what happens if the leader of the world's superpower is removed. Externally, global order collapses into chaos. Allies lose trust. Adversaries seize opportunities. Markets panic. Internally, America descends into civil war. Left and right don't just disagree, they go to war. Riots, looting, violence, communities turning on each other, trust evaporating. We're approaching the entrance to the greatest period of upheaval in modern history. And however it unfolds, whether through Trump's impeachment, an attempt on his life, or something we haven't predicted, we're all moving on a game board they've already designed. The pieces are in place, the triggers are loaded, the system is breaking. We're just waiting to see where the first crack appears. From the creation of the Federal Reserve to the Great Depression, from September 11th to COVID-19, every crisis has consolidated power at the top. Every collapse has enriched the elites. Every disaster has tightened their control. Trump's tariff wars, immigration crackdowns, the Epstein files, assassination threats. This isn't speculation. This is pattern recognition. The game is rigged. The board is set. The storm is here. In coming episodes, we'll reveal what comes after the collapse, the new financial system they're building while we're distracted by chaos. Subscribe to Endgame Economics, because understanding their game is your only defense. 2026 is coming. Will you be ready? The elites don't fear Trump or Biden. They fear you waking up. Stay vigilant. Stay informed. Stay ready.